Now it is automation time. So first, something we kind of put off till now is this lead verb thing. So let's just kind of fine tune exactly what we want to do with that. We probably want to start it at the same level, bring it up over the course of the break, and then down pretty quickly as the main actual lead builds up. Maybe we do a fun little sweep here, back down. See how that sounds while I do the rest. Okay, could bring this up to the next break and have that kind of floating throughout the entire breakdown. Kind of get loud right before the breakdown, so it's almost like a build or a sweep, and back down completely because we have a lot going on there. See how that sounds? Yeah, so it's very light, but you can definitely tell the difference. Copy this guy. Back down. Oops. Yeah, and then we want that off too. That drone is pissing me off, so I'm gonna start automating that now. Okay. I think we should probably fine tune the main lead now. We have those two delays that we haven't really used much. I think it's fine if we only have that extreme like timbre change in those two breaks, but we could probably still build on this delay a bit. Oops. Nothing too crazy, but Okay, I know I'm jumping around here, but I'm kind of just changing what I notice as we go, as far as the automation's concerned. Do something cool with the attack, maybe just every so often. Yeah, so tiny stuff like that. It might not make as big of a difference on like a soft synth. It's kind of hard to find that sweet spot sometimes, but I know on the Minotaur I was just sort of turning knobs, playing around while I was recording it live and just seeing where it went. That could be cool. Yeah, so just these tiny little changes. I mean, obviously I'm not going to go and spend 30 minutes doing this, but just when you're actually making your own tracks, you probably should spend 30 minutes doing this. I mean, it's those little things that you never hear in a club, but when people have it on their headphones, it's just really that attention to detail, at least for me, I really love hearing that. Then again, there's no substitute for a good bass, like the actual good music. So wouldn't spend too much time on this as like a beginning process, but definitely towards the end. It's always fun. Okay. We gotta fade that out too. I think here in the third verse, we kind of want to make the lead less of the primary instrument and sort of focus on the two synth pads. It's sort of their time to shine at the end of the track. Cool. Okay, maybe we copy this over again. See what we can do with the bass, if there's anything else. Maybe it's something when these long sustain notes happen. I feel like we could spice it up a little bit just to keep it interesting since they're not changing. Yeah, just a little growliness, that's nice. Oops. Yeah, little things like that. Maybe we do it during the break too. Yeah, just something like that. And make sure the synth pad sounds right throughout the breakdown. Okay, I think I'm getting a little more in the mixing mindset than the automation mindset, so I'm going to try to stay in the automation mindset for now. Let's make sure we're not missing anything. I think these trills were doing pretty fine. Oh, you know what? Maybe... Yeah, we have not changed this yet, so the down trills are still the same filter for all of them, so let's change those. Starts off low. This one we can actually bring up higher because it's the introduction to the first verse. I think this one we could probably bring down just a little bit because it's actually maybe higher, it's an octave up. This one down. Maybe we switch this, we have it the break drums and then we still fade it out. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Got sidetracked a little. Yeah, you just got to make sure when you're listening to each of the transitions, if it doesn't feel right, if it feels disjointed, to just try to either add like a reverse cymbal, a crash, an effect, some type of sweep, just something to mark it. Cool. Yeah, so I think that's pretty solid for automation. As far as like modulation, similar but different. I can just give a quick sample of like what I would normally do. So like we did with the drum rack, if we do this LFO and unselect the retrigger, that way it's just constantly flowing. Bring it down slow, and then maybe bring the pitch up like 3, 7, 5, for example. And maybe we'll make the random pan like a 4. I would do this, what I just did, for pretty much all of my drum sounds everywhere, all different rates, always below like 1 hertz, probably just something very slow. I would change these numbers up, just make it all kind of random, and that way everything you're doing from a drum's perspective is a little more humanized. The pitch won't be the exact same every single time. The volume will fluctuate a tiny bit. It's just a quick way to make everything sort of automatically change randomly, if that makes sense. Maybe you'll never even hear the difference, but it's just something that helps me sleep at night knowing that it sounds a little more natural. Yeah, so that's just an extreme example. But I usually would do that as I'm building the drum rack. I won't do it now, but it's just a cool tip if you want to humanize your drums a little bit. Cool, so I think that's really a nice little preview of like what the automation and modulation can consist of. I'm not going to go in depth and spend an hour just kind of fine-tuning and tweaking everything. I don't think that's a good use of time, but in the next video, we'll start the mix down, and I'll probably continue to change the automation a bit as we add more plugins for the mix, but for now, I think we're in a good point.